Welcome to Be So Light. Hello, lovelies. Hello, hello, hello. I am Priestess Makala as well as Niana as well as Felicia. You pick and choose. It still comes back to me. I hope you're having a great day. Guess what? Today we're going to talk about something interesting. In my practice of working with Galactic Spiral Light, we dive into places where people are holding timelines of things that are hurtful, things that have caused them to have anxiety, grief. This is the time of the year when the holidays are coming in, and we're sitting back and we're saying to ourselves, oh, I don't want to do this. Some of us might not get along with family members, or you might not get along with going out into the public and doing all the shopping stuff. I gave that crap up a long time ago. Um, I really did. It was becoming a little bit too stressful to be going out and doing a lot of the shopping. And then I got tired of trying to get things for people that really didn't appreciate it. So I slowly started not doing it. And I kept saying, if I find myself getting stressed out about going to go do something, and I'm really starting to feel the anxiety, getting in my car, driving down to the mall, which I don't like doing because it's just too many people, too many droplets in the air, and people not covering their mouth when they cough and they sneeze. You'll just see people going, you know, down the aisles and and escalators and whatever, and they're not covering their mouth. So yeah, we got droplets all in the air from people who are carrying things that are in the air. So anyway, just letting you know, it's not an okay situation. I don't want to be in places like that. So it starts to become nerve wracking, you know, and then you dread it. You don't want to do it. You start having this fear of going to go do that. So why put yourself through that? Unless you're going to work with some water that has a good way to help your body to not overreact. There's a lot of good things that if you do your research, you can look for flower essences, you can look for homeopathic, you can go and research that stuff. I'm not a doctor, but I am a licensed retired nurse and a health practitioner of wellness with massage therapy. I got my numbers if you want to know. But here's the thing, you have to be your own advocate for yourself now. You can't always just trust everything to the wind that you might be feeling or what or seeing. You need to do the research. You need to become aware of what you're dealing with. Now, if it's energetically, there's ways to take care of that. You can do a nice frequency for, let's go over some golden codes here. You can do a nice frequency 557 for mental balance. That's a good one. You can do one for emotional uplift 4567. That's a good frequency. These are just beautiful celestial codes that you can work with. They're healing codes. 94994. 94994 is celestial astrology, planetarial, works with negative influences. These are really good. And then if you're working with vitality for your etheric, pranic life force, you can pull in the codes of 77, 71, 77, 71. Okay, that's three sevens and a one. So those are codes that you can work with. You can put those codes on water. And remember, water is a good way. If you're not going to bathe in it, you can drink it. Drink your water with your codes. Set your intention. Hell, if you don't want to do the numbers, sit down with your water and just say, okay, I'm asking for the water to be calming for my nervous system. I'm asking that. You can even take it one step further. Get yourself a piece of lithium quartz. Yeah. Now, lithium quartz will have this kind of like a hue, like a pinkish hue to it. And that's what you want. You want that lithium quartz. Now, the lithium quartz It's very soothing. It's very grounding. It helps to take that edge off. I like to make these in my water elixirs, and I also like to put it in the bathtub when I'm making my medicine bath. Put my quartz in there. I'll have my Lemurian on the side so I can do connection and work with my chakras when I'm in the bath. And then burning some sage or cedar, making a total good medicine time for myself. You need to make that time. The energies we're moving through are high. And today on the galactic calendar, we are in December 2nd, and this is Blue Self Existing Night. So it's a portal day today. So this one is the only one marked as a portal today. Okay. So it's going to be a lot of intensity energy. Not to mention that the sun, our beautiful suns out there, are dancing in the beautiful celestial heavens there and bringing down their codes. And oh, the poor little xenomorphs are trying so hard, aren't they, to block all that stuff out because they're so afraid of what's going to happen to all of us when we really uplift ourselves. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm sorry, I digress. But as I was saying, um, you want to make sure that you bring that type of frequency energy. Colors to wear to kind of bring your anxiety down. Blues are good. Nice colored blues. Soothing colors of blues. Lavender is good. Clary sage is good. Do your research. There's a lot out there. You have to be a good advocate for yourself. Be willing, be open to learning how to navigate this new energy. There's ways you can go in to this new energy without it bombarding you to the point to where you just want to lock yourself down and just be in a closed room and not ever go out because it's too much for you. You got to ground and center yourself, getting your feet out on the earth. Man, doing that yesterday for myself, even though I have my grounding pad, my sandals to wear, I still like to take and put my feet in the dirt on the earth. And that within itself recenters your body, charges you up, and just really makes you feel good. Now, I'm going to show you some pictures where I was, and I'm not really sure if you're going to be able to see this, but I'm going to take a chance on it and see if I can bring it up. So I went to the botanical gardens yesterday and I got it open and just kind of did some walking in nature, taking in a nice breath. I was out in the energy, the sun was doing its thing. Yeah, you got to stay ahead of the game. Learn to pay attention when you see the weather getting ready to change, when it's getting ready to flip, and kind of stay ahead of the game when you can go get your light. Okay, get your upgrades. So that when the xenomorphs are doing their stuff, bringing in their stuff to cover everything up or to make it all go down and make it all look weird, you're ahead of the game. We're in spiritual warfare. Let's just call it what it is. Okay. They do something, we do something. They do something, we do something. We counteract it, we shield from it, we shoot light and love at it, whatever. Um, but then there's time out when we don't light and love so much. It's time to go into battle. I don't have any problem with that. It's time to do battle. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I digress. What? That's what my dragons and I are for. I don't have no problem with that. And I can't wait. Second season of Game of the Throne of Dragons. Game of Dragons starts in the summer. Why so late? But I guess because there's so much details they have to do with filming. God, I gotta wait that long until it comes. Ah! Okay, so let's talk about another frequency you can use for putting on your glass of water. You can use a frequency of 10,000. Put that on your water. Use a Sharpie. Please don't put it on a plastic bottle. It does not work. Put it on your glass of water. If you were drinking from a blue glass, that would be great. If you were drinking from a green glass, that would be great. And I mean solid. Where's the solid colored glass? Take your Sharpie, write it on there, circle it, tap it 3 times. That activates the frequency. That's what we do. That's what we teach. So put your water in it, let it sit. Please make sure you're drinking really good filtered water. I have my own distilled water maker that I love. I love that thing. I make my water. I'll go down to water and salt and get purified water, structured water, whatever that is I want. If whatever I'm feeling like I want to do for me, and it's part of my journey. That's what I go and do. Salt and water downtown. So look it up, look it up. If you're here in the state of California, Northern California. Anyway, let's talk about some pressure points you can do. Now, I like doing pressure points on my clients when they come in for massage. That's one of the best things I like to do, is working with people when you are just feeling like you got to bring your stress level down. Plain and simple, I like to just go right here. Okay, right here is CB, which is your C of tranquility. So I'm pressing, I have to look behind me. Pressing right here. This is your CB. Okay, this is a C of tranquility. So if you just press here and just kind of gently go in a circle, right there in your sternum, right there. Here, it's all about thymus, immune, moving the lymph. Okay, tapping that, and your energy just goes. Whoo. Now, when you drop down right here into the center, here, you're just pressing in, and you're just allowing that energy to dissipate. There's even a nice soothing one. How many times when you got a headache or you feel stressed out, first thing people do is this. You go like this. Well, there you are, right here. Just and if you walk up right here, it's the happy point. My acupuncturist loves to put that needle right there. She just loves that. She puts it here, or either gets me right here, here. And these are those points that work really good for anxiety, for bringing your happy energy. When you start to feel grief, sadness, just kind of rub those points here. Rub those points. Now, one of the things I like to do, I forgot and left it over here. I'm going to show you this. I taught this many times. And when I'm working with people, say if they're just coming in for energy, I make sure I have crystals. Now, I got this I think I got this in Tucson or either Shasta. This might have been Shasta. Um, but these are my favorite because you can take it and press into your points right here. And just hold now. You're working with a crystal. So imagine what this would do. And then you're going here to your happy point. And then you're going to take it to that CV, that sea of tranquility right here. You see that? That's working with your anxiety. That's working with when you just feel like, I'm stressing. You got to bring your stressing down. So you're just working with yourself, being with yourself. Okay. And so some good things you can just say is, I let go of my expectations. I trust that I will be taken care of. Okay. Trusting that you're going to be taken care of. Trusting that everything is working out for his highest good. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry about it. Stay out of the worry. Okay? Stay out of the worry. 1, 2, 3. Breathe. Center. Those are good points. Okay? The next point I want to talk about is let's look at a grief point. Okay? And the book that I'm using is called Acupuncture for emotional acupressure, excuse me, acupressure for emotional and healing. Okay. So a lot of times when people come in for a treatment, in my first book I wrote about Besolite, Spiralite, I talk about the modality of the moxa that I put together and how I put those on the pressure point areas and warm them up and allow that energy to release. And that's the most decadent thing to have when you're getting a massage for me, because you get oiled up, you get your gua sha, um, you get your hot stone with jade, gua sha with orthoceras, cupping, and then if you need to have a little extra something something, you get the clay moxa, and the clay moxa is awesome because it's so simple yet so effective, and there's nothing that's gonna make you feel like, oh, it's too much, but it warms up those sites and those points and gets it going. So I developed that and put it together, and I love it, and put it in writing too. Um, So the same thing with a grief point. Let's just take the palm. I'm going to give you one to just get come into really quick. Um, let's go to LU. That's usually the lung. So we're going to go right here. Okay. So it's like right when you take your finger and you go like this. So your thumb is here, and you just want to walk 3 fingers in width. So right there. Okay, and just press into that. Now, if this is kind of tender, that's where you want to press. And this one's good to release that grief. Okay, now for me, I've been pressing here a lot because, this is the time of year. I think about my good friends that have passed away, they're no longer here. Um, my spirit papa, he's no longer here. So I kind of massage this when I start feeling, and I'm just pressing in. Now, if you want to take it one step further, you can go right here and just releasing that. And breathe. When you breathe, you move the energy. Your breath helps you to release it and to move the energy. Okay. And then we can do another one. And by the way, if you're studying Spiral Light and you're in the practitioner program, this is a book that is required as part of Spiral Light, because what we like to do is take that, say, like maybe you want to drink your water with those codes that I gave you. We like to lock those codes into the points and anchor them in so that the client has that point and they're working with that. Okay. So it's anchored into their body as well into the water, so that the water is communicating with the water within the body and the water that they're taking in. Okay. So there are, I want to kind of, I like that one because it's really easy to get to and it's fast. There's one here on the arm, so you follow the thumb, and it's right. I want to put it right about there, right there. And you can push in. This is a grief point. Right here is the heart meridian, and my acupuncturist loves to hit this point on me right here. Okay, but it's just right here. And you can take it one step further if you want. You can take and put, like when I do the massage on my clients, I'll put certain oils on these points and I put them in there and massage it in. Might be a clarisate, might be bergamot, might be lavender or something. Whatever smells good to that client, I'll put it in those points and I'll just press in there. And you're just holding the intention of I'm just releasing this. Because sometimes when you're having these emotions come up, they might not even be your emotions. There might be just stuff that's just going through the air that is just coming across you and is triggering you to have a response. But you might not even understand why you're having the response. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. And then here, if these points are real sore, now these are lymphatic points. And if they're tender, you want to rub them just to kind of get things to release. Releasing, and then in the back of the neck, right here, where your points, where the cap is, releasing, massaging. Now, be wise with this because there's a lot of lymph that runs through these areas. So if you're rubbing and releasing, don't be surprised if you release some stuff and then you got your lymphs are like, whoa, they're kind of sensitive and sore the next day because you move some stuff around. That's where you want to make sure you increase your water. Okay, increase your water intake so you can do that. Water, lemonade, make your own lemonade with some agave. I like to do that, get the lemonade and squeeze the lemons and put my agave in it. God, what is the name of that place? There's a sunshine. I can't remember. It's on the corner of Farrell's. They make the best lemonade because they put up fresh squeezed lemon and then they put agave in it. And oh my God, it's so good on ice. And you drink that. Now, that lemon is all about alkaline in the body and it feels really good. And it's soothing to the nervous system. It feels really good. Now, I have my thing I like to do when it's crazy stressful. I stay up on one of my magnesium things. I like to put tablets in the water, and then I take that and I make my cranberry juice, and then I put my minerals and stuff into my juice because I don't like taking it. It tastes like salt, so I like to put it in juice. And then I just mix in my intent. I take a nice crystal point, mix my intention in, set my intention with a frequency light code and put it in there. Speak over it. Tell my water what I want it to do. Tell that tonic, my tonic drink that I'm drinking, what I want it to do. Program it. And then drink it and I'm like, life is good. You know, there's so much bombarding all of us. It's so much energy. And yes, you're gonna feel things come up. You're gonna feel like you don't want to do that. You might be one that shows up a place to go shop and you sit out in the parking lot for a few minutes or so because you're trying to talk yourself into going in there and to be able to stand in those lines. This is why it became nicer to order everything online and it just comes to you. You don't have to stand in line, you know. Um, is a nicer thing. Now, if you go to my website, I did put up the new December energy information. You want to check that out. So I'm going to put it here so you can go to my WordPress and then please make sure you sign up so you'll know when I'm putting new content up. Okay, galacticspiralite.com and head on over there and take a look at the material. And if you type in, you see one of my books online, you can go into that book, type in the title of my name, and then it'll bring up all three books underneath that are ready for purchase so that you can have them information and make notes and write things because everything is changing, you know. But if you can get yourself a piece of good lithium, you can use this. I love holding these and working with them. And you can also charge up your water with it. Leave it in there for a few minutes, take it out. Don't overdo it. The only one you cannot do that with is the pedalite Lepidolite, you cannot leave it in the water because it has its own shedding that it does. Even though that this is a polished one, but it still has its own shedding, its flakiness that it can do. Lepidolite is exactly what they use when they are making lithium itself, the medicine. So I didn't know that until when I was studying gems and studying about the stones, and they actually make medicine out of it. So this is even good to hold. I have a big chunk of lepidolite that I would sit in front of my computer when I'm on my computer and doing things. So this is something really good that you can use for yourself. All right. So we talked about that. We talked about oils. We talked about getting your feet in the earth. Talk about your medicine baths, working with your crystals. Your crystals help you to release and get rid of things. And then being aware of where's the energy coming from. Were you fine? And then all of a sudden, after talking to somebody on the phone or you went somewhere, you started to feel overwhelmed. That's not your energy. Smudge yourself off or spray yourself with some good vibrational sprays. I have a collection of different things. I use a lot of my own water sprays that I make for myself, or I've shared online to show you what those new ones are. So think about those things of how you're healing with the self and do your research. Go and do it on DuckDuckGo. So much easier. Go there, go do your research, but do it on the app so that you can get information that you want to get and put your information down. Make a healing book for yourself. I have two of them where I put all of my different type of things of healings that I do, crystals, formulas, whatever. It's called a book of shadows. Some people call it book of shadows. I call it my healing grimoire, and I put all my different things in there. So when I pass away, I cross over. Whoever I'm leaving out for, they can use that book, and it'll find its way to the people who will use that. Okay, but put all your good medicine things in there. Put it in writing, so that part of you is still helping people, even though you're on the other side, because somebody's going to be taking care of that book if it does not go through the ethers on its own. Okay. So I hope this helps all of you to kind of take a look at some things that you can use. I know it works really good for me. There comes a time when you just need a timeout and you need to self care. You need to just veg out. Do that. Sometimes you don't have to always be going, 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 going. Sometimes you need to go see a chiropractor, get a good massage, go see an acupuncturist, go see a sound therapist that can do some nice, beautiful, um, bowl meditations with you and sound therapy that can help you just sink into that. Maybe you just need to go take a nice yoga class. Maybe you just need to soak in a nice medicine bath and draw that. Maybe you just need to just lay in your bed and just be to yourself and just rest. Sometimes we don't always have to be going, 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 going to prove a point that we're functioning. Sometimes just being still is your functioning. You're just being in the moment. And that's okay. Allow yourself to be where you need to be. Allow yourself to do what you need to do for yourself. That feels good. That feels aligned. That feels divine. Okay? So, with that being said, I hope this works. And I hope it feels good for you. Please know you can go to my site. You can email me if you'd like to have wonderful spiral light treatment, or if you want to find out more about how you can be a part of the private groups. You have to have intention. I will ask you what your intention is, and I will say, what do you want to come in there for? What's your path? Are you spiritual path? Are you into this? Are you metaphysical? That's great. I'm all about metaphysics. I'm all about outside the box. If you're outside the box, great. If you're not outside the box, I'm not a match for you. Trust me on that. Okay, with that being said, be so light. Like and subscribe. Be your light. Be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. Be your light. Much love.